Man fatally shot in alleged police confrontation in Portmore. A 32-year-old St. Catherine man who allegedly engaged members of the police team in an armed confrontation in Portmore was fatally shot and an illegal firearm was seized from him. He has been identified as Horace Dish, otherwise called Jesus Fresh, of Southborough in Portmore. The police report that about 10:15 p.m., cops were conducting an operation in the area when they went to 25 St. Lane, where Dish lived. The police say Dish confronted the police when they attempted to accosted him. He reportedly brandished an illegal firearm, prompting the police to take evasive action and open fire, injuring him. A Glock P80 pistol fitted with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds was reportedly seized from the scene. Dish was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the matter. Decomposing body of elderly Manchester man found inside his home. The decomposing body of an elderly man was found inside his home in Dapsey District, Colleyville, Manchester on Wednesday. Dead is 78-year-old pensioner Colin Sonson Clark. The Christiana police report that around 11 a.m., they received a report about a scene in the area. Checks were made and Clark's body was found inside his home in a state of decomposition. The scene was examined and the body was removed. A post-mortem is to be conducted. JLP highlights 4 seats for review in official counting of ballots. Chairman of the JLP's Manifesto Committee, Kamina Johnson-Smith, has highlighted at least 4 political seats which the JLP will be focusing on during the official counting of ballots. Following the general polls, the preliminary count indicated that the party won its 3rd consecutive term in power after securing 34 seats to the People's National Party, 29. However, speaking at a JLP press conference yesterday, Mrs. Johnson-Smith noted that some seats such as Portland Eastern, which was won by the PNP Buchanan, will be looked at more closely. The JLP's Anne-Marie Voss held the seat prior to the election, and her loss has been described as shocking by several citizens, including many on social media. However, she claimed that the 34 seats won by the JLP are unlikely to shift after the final count.
Clearly, Central Kingston and Southeast St. Mary won and lost by 12 and 11 votes. Based on the preliminary, we'll be looking at those counts very closely. We're looking also at seats such as Portland Eastern and St. James Southern in respect of the results which perhaps were unanticipated in respect of the numbers that we had, and therefore we believe need to be looked at more closely as we go through what is a part of the democratic process. We won them outright, and therefore they are unlikely to shift, and we therefore are in a mode of looking at what can be added as opposed to moving any other direction. We're approaching with all humility, with all respect, and with all reverence for our democratic process, which we celebrate entirely, and ensuring that we continue to share the information about the realities of the work here in Jamaica.
JLP says the new government is committed to all of Jamaica. Today, it is a government that is committed to all of Jamaica, whoever you are, whatever interest you represent. That's the posture being put forward by the Jamaica Labour Party after its victory in the general elections. The JLP, through its win, secured a 3rd consecutive term as part of the country. Speaking at a press conference, campaign chairman Dr. Christopher Tufton noted that the party is up to the task of leading Jamaica. Noting that some citizens may not be in support of all the party's plans, Dr. Tufton pledged that the JLP will try harder to work for the people of Jamaica.
We have believed all along that we were and still are the best option of the 2 entities that competed. We believe that we are ready to do the work on the ground for our country to improve the lives of each and every Jamaican. Up to last night, it was a competition between political organizations. Today, it is a government that is committed to every single Jamaican, wherever you are, whatever interests you represent. That is the posture that we would like to project in the minds of all, that we are here to represent all of Jamaica. We know that many have benefited from our stewardship in the last 9 years. And the plans that we have, we intend to stay committed to those plans going forward over the next 5 years. But we also are aware that some Jamaicans may have a view and expectations, and that's fine. In a campaign, you say what you have done and you explain what you intend to do. And I just want to reassure the Jamaican people that we will approach governance in humility, with respect for everyone, and to ensure that we collaborate as much as possible to give the best representation for all Jamaicans. And in the coming weeks and months, as the Prime Minister determines who forms his cabinet, which is his prerogative, he will, I am sure, set the tone for the next 5 years. He started that last night, and I have no doubt that the approach will be in keeping with representing all of Jamaica. And we say to those who may not have participated in the process or who may have an alternative view, as a government, we're here for everyone.
CARICOM Observer Mission applauds Jamaica's peaceful and well-organized general election. The CARICOM Election Observer Mission has commended Jamaica for its preparation and conduct of the September 3rd general election, noting the absence of voters' intimidation and harassment. This was disclosed by Mission Chief Fern Narcisse, who presented an overview of the country's electoral process based on observations at polling stations monitored by her team during a media brief on Thursday, September 4 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. The 11-member team came to Jamaica on the invitation of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica (ECG) to observe the electoral process and provide an impartial, independent, and credible assessment. Prior to the election, the team met with key stakeholders between August 27 and 31st to assess the country's political climate before deploying 6 teams to observe polling activities across 36 constituencies in 12 parishes on September 3rd. After observing the day's activities, including the opening of polls, the voting process, poll closure, and ballot counting, Narcisse reported that the operations proceeded smoothly with effective contingencies applied wherever issues arose. Jamaica is leading the region in a number of reforms, particularly in relation to the registration of political parties and campaign financing, she said, while highlighting additional areas in which the country serves as a regional benchmark. These include the Electronic Voter Identification System (EVIS), which the mission expressed interest in observing firsthand, the ECG's Electoral Center, which Narcisse noted is regarded by other Caribbean nations as a model of operational excellence. She highlighted the center's effective role as a central hub for nationwide electoral monitoring and timely, coordinated issue resolution during the polls. The mission's general assessment of the day's activities is that voters were able to cast their ballot without intimidation or harassment, and that the results of the general election for the 3rd of September 2025 reflected the will of the people of Jamaica and reinforced their commitment to the democratic process, Narcisse noted. She added that there are a number of features in your process that are quite highly commendable, and they work very well. Certainly, we were all very excited to see those and how they operated. She indicated that a comprehensive report detailing the mission's findings, including recommendations to further strengthen Jamaica's electoral process, will be prepared and submitted to CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett prior to public release. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.